Alright, I think I'm about a minute late here, maybe 2 minutes, but I am here just doing some last-minute nicknaming of our Pokemon for our Wonder Trade night. Welcome back, Pokemon Trainers. Professor Chaz here. The lab coat's on back order. The nicknames are coming. Just one sec here. There wouldn't be a Professor Chaz live stream if I wasn't a little bit behind schedule. Let's go ahead. Oh, yeah! Spooky Miner. Well, hello, Spooky Miner. Hello, too. Is that King Billinoth and Dazzling Shell 101. Welcome to our stream tonight for some Wonder Trade action. But as Spooky Miner says, you're on the Let's Go grind. I don't have Let's Go, so how is it actually? I haven't seen anything about it just yet. I'll probably find at some point some time to sit down and watch people do like some playthroughs of it and stuff. But as I've said before, sadly, I can't really afford to switch at the moment and the game and all that, so I'll have to live vicariously through other people playing the game as is. But yeah, let me know how things are going. Hello to Katie Sue as well, and Unknown Spike. Welcome to our stream. I got one more nickname to go. I was out doing some walking for Pokemon Go to try to work on some of my Meltan research. Hello to Sailor Pika as well. Welcome to our stream. One last nickname to go here, and then we're finally ready to roll into the Festival Plaza. For anyone that is new here, if you're not sure what the Wonder Trade Night is all about, well, I'll show you how many Pokemon we have to work with. We have basically 2 full boxes, plus 1 Pokemon. Couldn't quite fit that last one into the final box. Hello to Twist and Eco. How's it going tonight? And hello to Charles Jones as well. Welcome everybody to our Wonder Trade stream. So basically the way it works is, I'm going to pop into Festival Plaza. Hello to Luis Hernandez as well. I am here for another live stream. Alright, let us deposit these Pokemon. So I'm going to pop into Festival Plaza momentarily. Tonight's going to be just a nice kind of casual night of throwing whatever you have available for Wonder Trading. Go ahead and start Wonder Trading when you see me on there. You might have a chance to get some of these Pokemon. These are kind of leftover. Oh, I can't put the last one in. Hang on. Let's grab Seaward. Right over here. And boom. So yeah, it's like all the leftover Pokemon that we had bred up for our last Wi-Fi battle session. These are a bunch of extras. I'm just going to start Wonder Trading out at random. So we have a whole box of, well, you can see here, we got some Mudkip, we got some, wait a minute, hang on. I forgot. This is messed up. Remove that. Add this back in. I don't know why my program does this. It always puts both screens on both the top and bottom section. I have to resize it, rearrange it, realign it to the bottom. There we go. We should be good. Alright, so you can see we got a box filled with some Mudkip, some Froakie, we got some Snivy, Kadabra as well. You might be noticing hidden abilities. We got the Contrary Snivy, we got Protein Froakie, we got the Magic Guard Kadabra. That's not all. Another box. We got more Pokemon to be given out. We got a Sheer Force Totodile. I think that's our last Totodile we have. Yeah, only one Totodile remainder right here. But we also have some more Mudkip, some Electrike with Lightning Rod, and Hidden Power Ice. Just to give you a little idea what stats you're looking. Okay, that's a bad example, but look at some of the stats you'll be getting. I did try to breed some of these Pokemon up to be pretty nice battle competitive-wise. For example, right there, check that out. Alright, so in addition to all of this, we also have one last Kadabra. As I said, I couldn't get all the Pokemon into those 2 boxes. What are your stats like? I mean, not perfect, but a simple hyper training can get those stats up the way you want to get them. So yes, the routine is going to be pop into Festival Plaza. In the past, we've tried doing a thing where I would do like a countdown, say 3, 2, 1, and then go in the chat. I don't find it really increases the odds of anyone getting one of the Pokemon. Basically, it's still random. You know, as soon as I start trading out a line of Pokemon, so I guess that could be something I can describe. When I start trading, my volume's too loud. There we go. When I do start trading, which I'm going to connect to do right now, I'm going to go through one full line of Pokemon, and at the end we'll recap what we got in exchange for our Wonder Traded out Pokemon. So once you see me start trading, just start trading your own stuff as well. See if we sync up. Hello to Thomas Toad 10. How's it going? Welcome to the stream tonight. I think I just sent you a gift in Pokemon Go. With all this walking I've been doing in Pokemon Go for that Meltan research, I have been harvesting up so many gifts. Basically, I've been sending 2 gifts to some people per day because I'm getting so many extras. As soon as I get 10 gifts, I send out all 10 of them to whoever can take them. And I've doubled up on some gifts. I should probably have saved 10 for tomorrow, but I was like, no, you know what? I'll get 10 more tomorrow, no problem. All right, let's get ready. We're not going to trade just yet, but I'm getting ready to go in just a moment here. Let's see what else is going on in the chat. Unknown Spike says, you're not watching the game because you don't want spoilers. Oh, you're not watching Let's Go. Right. Good call. King Billanoth is asking, if anyone wants Ponytail, your name is Z-Dog. Take almost anything for it. You have a whole box full. Unknown Spike says, it's snowing where you live. Do you like the snow? I like the snow. If you guys saw the latest Pokemon Go episode, we had quite a bit of snow come down. Not as bad as it was like about 4 years ago. We had massive snowfall that year, back in 2014. It was like piled up to the roofs of houses in some places. It's kind of crazy. And Katie Sue's hoping to get a Totodile tonight. Twisted Nico says Mew. And Dazzling Shell is quoting some more games in the chat. Thomas Toad would really like to get a Switch. I wouldn't mind getting one myself. Alright, so prepare yourselves. What I'm going to do, I know I said I'm not going to say go in the chat, but once I start doing the trading, how about that? I'm not going to say go every time I send out one Pokemon, but every time I start a line, I will say go in the chat. So you know, when I start trading out, you see the word go in the chat, go ahead, because sometimes there's a bit of a delay from the game feed to the live feed to whatever. Alright, so prepare, and first trade is happening right about now. I realized when I got back from my walk, I'm trying to do a little bit more candy harvesting for Pokemon Go, of course. When I got back, I realized, wait, I didn't nickname all the Pokemon, did I? I'm going to get into a routine whenever I'm breeding up Pokemon, nickname every single one as they hatch. That way, there's no issue with having to nickname them all afterwards. We have from Hyogo, Japan, our first trade partner. So, it takes a little while to nickname them as they hatch, but I think it's better for me to do that in the long run, because I don't have to sit here being like, I gotta nickname a whole box as fast as possible. And, what else was I gonna say? I mean, oh, we got a starter in exchange for a starter. Pretty cool. And although not all the Pokemon that get hatched out are going to be given out as prizes because their stats are not where I would like them to be for prizes, it's still a matter of the more I nickname them ahead of time, the less of a rush there is to do next time. If you get what I'm trying to say. Alright, that is our first. We'll recap all of our Pokemon once we get a full line, of course. Another Mudkip being sent out. So how is everybody doing? He's all getting into the holiday spirit for those of you that celebrate around this time of the holidays and all that. If you saw the last video, Pokemon Go, if you didn't, I'm going to keep shouting out to it. Just say, go check it out. It's kind of cool. Crazy stuff happening in Pokemon Go. And yeah, so this was supposed to be a live stream last night, and I try to... The hard part is when I'm away from the computer. We have Renko, Mexico in Federal District, I believe that translates to. Yeah, so I was uptown, finishing up some recording, and there should have been a bus to get me home at 5:45, and the parade was supposed to start at 6. It's supposed to start away from the main uptown area. So I thought my bus should not be delayed. It said, like, the delays were not going to happen until about 6 o'clock. But for some reason, the bus I was supposed to grab decided not to show up. So I was trapped in the uptown area, but I made the best of a bad situation, and by bad situation, I mean, I got to check out the Christmas parade, so I mean, that was kind of cool. I actually broke the clip that holds my phone in place on my, almost like a selfie stick, my stand kind of thing, so that was a bit of a sour moment, but I mean, I could probably get another one at some point. I can even try to fix the one that I have, just kind of glue it back together, so, I don't know. Katie Sue's asking, would you like a Zeraora code? You got one if I want it. Well, if you were to give it to me, I would probably want to do it as a giveaway myself, because, like, I don't need the Zeraora, but I know other people might like it, so I'll leave it up to you. Oh, we got Violet Witch. Is that like Scarlet Witch? Anyway, if you want basically to send it to me, you can. I'll accept it, and I'll probably do it as a giveaway, but if you want Katie Sue, maybe you can just drop it in the chat here, and someone else can help themselves to it. I'll leave that up to you, though. Or, I will say, if you really do want me to have it, because, you know, maybe some people want to send me a gift in some way, if you do want me to have it, feel free to send me a message on YouTube. I think you can message me. Maybe? I can't remember if it works like that or not. But Either way, let me know. You can send me a message somehow. We'll figure that out, and then you can send me the code. It's all well and good. Alright, we have another Skippy being sent out right now. And Unknown Spike asking, when will the next episode of White be? That's going to be, assuming I can record it tonight, tomorrow. Now, another interesting thing, this past Friday we had a big snowstorm, which as you saw, if you saw the Pokemon Go video, but yeah, it canceled the class that I'm going to for that day. So they say there's supposed to be more bad weather coming tomorrow, and we'll see if that cancels class again. And if so, I have much more time to record things. I don't think it's going to, though, really. But we'll see what happens. But I'm going to try to record. In fact, what's my phone at? We're at the 78% charge. So as soon as we're done live streaming tonight, I'm going to do my last little bit of walking to try to finish up the step that I'm currently on for the Let's Go Meltan special research. That shouldn't take too long. I think I have like 1.5 kilometers left to walk. That's maybe a half hour or something like that. And then when I get back, record an outro for that part of the video for Pokemon Go, and then I can try to record Pokemon White, have that ready for tomorrow. But for those of you that are watching the Pokemon White playthrough, how are you enjoying it so far? Have you had any really exciting moments that you've enjoyed watching? Just basically any standout moments that you've liked? Out of curiosity. Alright, so we have a Protein Froakie Springer being sent out. By the way, these are all, of course, bred with specific egg moves that might be handy, maybe not, but they give you some versatility anyway, because a lot of the competitive moves that you'll find for some Pokemon are TM taught or move tutors, so I try to throw some random, kind of decent egg moves on there to give more people some variety of choice. Twist and Ego asking where to get the codes, and looks like Katie Sue saying that you get it from EB Games. We have Cody from New York in the United States. Whenever I see someone from North America, I wonder, is that someone who's here with us today? I don't know. Dazzling Shell has to go somewhere about 4:45 your time, letting me know in advance. Alrighty, so that would be in about a half hour, I'm guessing? I don't know, because right now my time it's 8:13 p.m. But based on the 4:45, the quarter to the hour mark, I would assume 8:45 my time. Cody sent us a Magikarp. You get yourself a Protein Froakie, we get a Magikarp. That's okay, though. I don't mind whatever I get I always say in response, in return. Hello to Ryan Hester. How's it going tonight? Thank you for joining into our stream as we wonder trade out I guess a decent kind of supply of Pokemon out here. Thomas Toad asking, did I play Pokemon X? That was my Gen 6 game of choice indeed. I have not yet played it on the channel, but that will be coming up after the Pokemon White playthrough. And Twist and Eagle got a Grubbin. One of the basic Route 1 Pokemon you might happen to find. Oh, I'm just message here too. So I can message on YouTube. Twist and Ego is asking, can I friend list on my channel or Discord? It should be either or. Like, so the way it works with adding friends on YouTube, from what I've seen, if you go into, there's like a new symbol on your main YouTube page. It shows like a little, like a message arrow bubble kind of thing. If you click it, you can choose to invite friends. And it lets you copy a link that you can then send to someone through some other means. And it takes them to a page to confirm a friend request that, for example, if I highlight it and send it out, I'm requesting someone to accept me as a friend. So you can do that, send the message over, and then they can accept the friend request. And at that point, I think you can message freely. Okay, let's see what else is going on here. Unknown Spike asking, when will the Pokemon Conquest live stream be? Well, I still have not set up for it just yet, but I'm hoping to get it ready this week. Maybe towards the end of the week. Just give me some time to get more things prepared for that. And I really want to start that Conquest game. That's going to be pretty cool. Sailor Pika has enjoyed the White playthrough so far. It's been quite the adventure indeed. A lot of ups and downs. Some critical ups and downs, we will say. Thomas Toad played through X, so you will watch that. Sounds awesome stuff. Hopefully you will enjoy it. And Twist and Ego just got Smeargle. Now, I wonder what moves it has. And Sailor Pika just got Victini through Wonder Trade. Alright, so before we go to the next line, which I will say go for in the chat so you know when I'm starting, let's recap what we got thus far. We have a Rowlet at level 1 with Overgrow, Mild Nature, Tackle and Leafage. Oops, I gotta check the stats. Kind of basic. Now, whenever I see something like that, I'm hoping, well, it's level 1, so it wouldn't be, but I'm hoping I have sent something good to somebody who's doing like a Wonderlock or something like that. So we have an Abra at level 1, Modest Nature with Synchronized ability, with Teleport. And Synchronize is actually a good ability for when you are hunting for breeding Pokemon, because Synchronize, I don't know if it's guaranteed, but it has a chance to make all the wild Pokemon you encounter have the same nature as the Pokemon that has synchronized if it's at the lead of your party. So if you're looking for a specific nature for Pokemon, get a synchronized Pokemon with the proper nature. You got a chance to get that nature on the wild Pokemon. Anyway, it is, wow, it's not bad for an Abra, especially when you can be going into Alakazam. We now have a Naughty Comatose Kamala at level 27, Rapid Spin, Yawn, Slam, and Flail. Next is a Cottony Docile Nature with Infiltrator, getting past all those screens. Level 9 with Absorb, Fairy Wind, Growth, and Leech Seed. We now have a Magikarp, a Careful Magikarp, Swift Swim for the ability at level 1, knows nothing but Splash. And we have an Anticipation Rash-Natured Eevee at level 1 with Tail Whip, Baton Pass, Last Resort, and Stored Power. Some of those must be egg moves. Looks like it might have been bred. More on the defensive side, it looks like. That might be good for maybe an Umbreon if you were to maybe Hyper Train that attack stat. Alright, so let's get caught up once again. Dazzling Shell's asking, Bonsly, anyone? Victini was holding Charizard at Y, says Silver Pika. That's interesting. Unknown Spike says, if I need some help, you'll be on the live stream if I do need the help. Oh, sounds awesome. Good stuff. I will let you know. I might, yeah, I think, if not at the end of the year, towards the start of the new year, I'll probably start looking at adding moderators to our live streams. And basically, it's going to come down to whoever is here on a regular basis, someone that I know is going to be more than likely to be here for live streams that can help out, then I'm more than likely going to choose those kinds of people to be moderators. So stay tuned, keep tuning into the live streams as they come up. You'll have a chance to become a moderator and help me out, because I know some of the past streams, well, before we get into that, let's start the next line of trades. But on occasion, I think the more recent streams, we've had some issues with certain language being used, and there was some, arguing happening at one point. I was distracted doing the game. So, as much as I have two thoughts about it. It's like, for one thing, maybe it's almost like, a control thing. I don't want other people to, like, take control of stuff, but I don't think that's it. It's that I don't want to have to make other people do any work for me. It's like, I want to do the stuff on my own just because I don't want to put people out and put them to work, so to speak. But on the other hand, I mean, just not that much work. And plus, obviously, I can't really stay on top of it as well as I would like to. So I think I'm going to have to accept the fact that, yeah, I can use a little bit of help as far as moderation and stuff goes. And what was the other point I was going to make? Maybe that was both points wrapped into one. I guess another thing, too, like, I've always thought I don't see myself as big or, a amazing channel or something like that. By the way, we got a Tropius. Not sure if I actually pointed that out. I know I didn't, actually. But it's weird to think that the channel might be getting to the point that we kind of do need moderators, or at least benefit from the assistance of moderators and such. So eventually, if I do want the channel to get bigger, I'm probably going to have to accept the fact that we're getting big here. So I think that's what we're going to do. Alright, next Snivy, Patrick, being traded out. Let's see what else is going on. Goku Black has not bothered with Wonder Trade in like a month. We have Sheth from California, United States. Excuse me, coming up next here. And yeah, Goku Black. I kind of haven't either, really. I mean, I have Wonder Traded stuff out off camera that I was breeding. They didn't come out as good as I would like, and I don't want to just, like, release them, because some people might like a hidden ability Pokemon even if it doesn't have the best stats. I figure I'll trade them out. If people want to use them, more power to them. If not, it's their choice. But I would dislike the idea of breeding up a whole box of, say, Contrary Snivy, which could be useful for somebody, and then just be like, oh, it's probably not useful, to the trash you go. So I've been doing Wonder Trading, but we haven't done a stream for quite some time, if I recall. So Patrick number 3 being sent out, I think. Let's see. Twisted Eco says, sounds good. Dazzling Shell says, one time, Chugga Conroy, I would assume, got an Arceus from Wonder Trade, and he had to Wonder Trade because of the race rules. What was that? I know sometimes, isn't it like if the Pokemon you get is too high of a level, you have to send it back out? Or I think some people do the option of boxing it. We have, was that Lizen from Sao Paulo, Brazil? But I think they have the option of boxing that Pokemon until their team gets to the level of it, and then they can, use that. I guess if you got a level 100 Arceus, though, which you didn't say it was level 100, but let's assume it was, that would be pretty much wasted, because you're never going to hit level 100 in a main playthrough. Thus, the Arceus is really kind of going to go to waste. So you could then re-Wonder Trade it and hope you get something more useful. So we got a Salandit. Is it a female Salandit, I wonder? Probably not, because a lot of people want to hang on to those. And Twist says if anyone wants to be on the YouTube's friend list, they can. Sounds good. I know what I've been doing. Whenever somebody wins one of our giveaways, like a code card giveaway, I send them a friend invite, or actually a friend request, and they can confirm it. Because, well, thanks to Unknown Spike, I'm going to give you a shout out there, Unknown Spike. You let me know about the messaging on YouTube, which I completely had no clue about, but it is so simple now. I don't have to worry about dropping a comment saying, can you let me know? Hey, Cameron from North Carolina, up next. You know, a comment saying, can you let me know an email address or a Twitter account or something I can contact you through? You know, now I just got to simply copy the friend request invite, drop it in a comment, say confirm this. I'll send you a message right on YouTube. Very handy stuff, very useful. So thanks again for letting me know, Unknown Spike. Oh, let's see. I will need moderators in the future. That's true, Unknown Spike. And it's like, I'm thinking small term, like, you know, immediate future. Right now, today, for example, it's not an issue. We're not having a problem. But as we go bigger, you know it's going to become a thing. It probably inevitably happens to every channel as it grows. Now we have a Protein Froakie. We already sent some of these out, didn't we? Yes, we did. And OMG Sark is here. Welcome to OMG It's Sark. Big. Is that you thinking big? Maybe it is. And Spike, you're so close to battle Ultra Necrozma, you don't know the best moves for your team to deal with it. Do you guys have any suggestions? Excuse me, or girls. Do you folks have any suggestions for Unknown Spike how to deal with Ultra Necrozma? I will say, my recommendation, of course, if a Pokemon has Sturdy, that's useful, especially if it has something like Thunder Wave, or if you can get a Pokemon with Haze, that would be good too, because it's going to eliminate all of its stat increases. Every stat of Ultra Necrozma goes up by 1. If you can eliminate those stat increases, that's going to help you out a bit as well. But a sturdy Pokemon with Thunder Wave, so like a Magnezone, like I used Polarize in the playthrough, that came in handy. A Focus Sash, although it's kind of unfortunate to burn a Focus Sash in a playthrough, because of course once you've used it, it's gone. That's still an option. You can always get more Focus Sashes from the Battle Tree. Or maybe it's in the Battle Royal Dome. I don't know. You can get it from somewhere. But someone else said they had a really good combo against it. I can't recall, but like, so being Psychic and Dragon, it's weak to Ghost, Dark, Bug, Ice, Fairy, and Dragon. So you get 6 typings you can hit it with for super effective. Maybe you get something like that to help out. And what are its attacks? So we know it has Smart Strike, which is Steel type, Photon Geyser, which is Psychic, and is either physical or special based off of which of its offensive stats are higher at the time. It's also got, what does it have? Dragon Pulse, and what's the rock one? Is it Power Gem? I think it's got Power Gem. So it's got those 4 moves: Steel, Dragon, Psychic, and Rock. So prepare for those typings. And it was level 100, says Dazzling Shell. So yeah, if you get a level 100 through a Wonder Trade and a Wonder Lock, like I say, it's useless. You can't really use it. So you have to box it or send it right out once again. Hello, Justin Dryden. What's up? Not too much. I'm taking a brief little break. Actually, well, this was scheduled. I'm making it sound like I was doing something important and I'm now doing this. But we're taking a break from my Pokemon Go recording. I am still on step 4 of the Meltan research, but we're here tonight for some Wonder Trading. We got 2 lines of 3 out of the first box. We got a second box full of special bred Pokemon and another Kadabra. So we are done this here. Let's get a recap on this line of Pokemon. We'll get caught up on the chat and then we'll start the next line. So first up we have a Careful-Natured Solar Power, level 50 Tropius, with Air Slash, Body Slam, Bestow, and Synthesis. Next we got a Drowsy with Insomnia, an Adamant Nature, which, does that really help you that much? Nah, not really. Level 10 with Pound, Hypnosis, Disable, and Confusion. Now we have a Salandit, of course, it's male. Level 18, Calm Nature with the Corrosion ability, of course. Ember, Sweet Scent, Dragon Rage, Smog, I'm assuming that's fresh out of the wild. Stats seem to indicate that. We now have a level 1, Modest-Natured Honeygather, Combi, with Sweet Scent and Gust. I think they can learn Bug Bite now. And stats are kind of okay on that. We have a Grubbin at level 3 with Adamant Nature. Still probably not the best thing. I think Vikavolt is more special offensive. Swarm is the ability. We got Vice Grip, fresh out. Ooh, okay. If it is fresh out of the wild, That's a pretty good amount of stats right there. And last but not... Actually, would it be? It's level 3, yeah. Next we have an Oricorio. I think it's called the Pom-Pom form. Rash nature with the ability of Dancer, which helped us out against Captain Mina's trial on Pony Island. Pound, Growl, Peck, and Helping Hand. Fresh from the wild, it seems to be. Alright, so we have a full line of Froakie coming up next. I will say go in the chat. Once again, we'll start to trade those out. In fact, what I should probably do, make sure my mouse is awake, I'll see where we're at. Wow, this is weird. I had my stream open on another tab. It has not updated. I'm still seeing the start of the stream. One sec. Let me just refresh that and get caught up on where we are at. There we go. Alright. So, yeah, I'll say go in the chat once I'm ready for that next line of Froakie. Let's see. So, OMG at Sark recommends Fairy moves. Dazzling Shell is suggesting Steel types or High Defense, Special Defense Pokemon. Yeah, Steel resists all 4 of those types of moves. Rock, Dragon, Psychic, and Steel. So, Steel type would be pretty good. Ultra Crozma has Smart Strike. Indeed, that is a Steel type move. So, oh, right. And OMG at Sark is suggesting Fairy moves. Maybe not necessarily Fairy typing, but a Fairy move would be kind of useful. If you can find a Pokemon that can learn... Actually, no. So you know what might be good is a Primarina with Moonblast. But part Fairy means Smart Strike would be at least neutral against it. And Justin Dryden was playing Silver, but he forgot to save the game. And the last time you saved was before Whitney. Ouch. That is painful. I can understand how that would feel. My condolences to you. Hopefully you can still do some damage to Whitney and take her down. Unknown Spike's team is Malamar, Magnezone, that could be handy, Noivern, Incineroar, a Rockwood, and Mimikyu. So Mimikyu would be good as well for the disguise. What could Mimikyu do? Okay, folks, what would Mimikyu be able to do with that one turn with disguise? Could it... It could try Shadow Claw. Actually, it could try Play Rough. Shadow Claw could be a thing. It could at least get some damage off. Now, Unknown Spike, are you doing a Nuzlocke, or are you able to revive your Pokemon? Because if you can revive your Pokemon, if you're not Nuzlocking it, then if Mimikyu falls, if you have any max revives, use those, because I think that should restore the disguise. I don't know, actually. Does anyone know that? If you revive a Mimikyu, does it actually get back its disguise? That's a good question. And Dazzling Shell says, do you want to have an in-game team showdown with you please soon? Possibly. Well, we're not doing any battle tonight, but we'll see. What is it? Oh, I think, okay. I'm going to aim for tomorrow night to do a Pokemon TCG live stream, because we were supposed to do that this weekend. Kind of falling behind a little bit. But I'll aim to do that, if not tonight, or not tonight, if not tomorrow, then Tuesday night. We'll do that. And that means this coming weekend, I'm going to do some more Wi-Fi battling. And I'm hoping to have the new Pokemon prepared for our season end showdown thing. A whole box of other prize Pokemon which we've given out in the past 6 weeks or so. Thomas Toad is excuse me, back. I apologize for that cough. We're going to go ahead and send out the next batch of Pokemon. We've waited long enough. First Froakie is off and running through the interwebs. A special Z move would be good, says Dazzling Shell. Yeah, Whitney's Miltank is destructive in Silver, indeed. And what does Goku Black say? No, it don't, not in battle. Oh, it doesn't? Okay. So, Disguise will not return, from what you're saying. I get ya. Should give out Sandshrew. Well, we're doing this based off of type... Actually, you know what? I just realized. I was going to say, we're doing this off of typing, where the next time we get to like a ground-type gym, Sandshrew could be the thing. But... Twist makes me think that coming up soon in the line of gyms that we're doing, next one is going to be fighting type for Chuck's gym in, was it Cyanwood City? Then, of course, it'll be steel type for Jasmine and Olivine City. After that will be, is it Price, I think, of Mahogany Town, and that is ice type, and a Alolan Sandshrew could be a prize. If you haven't seen it, I am throwing polls now on our community page. Oh, by the way, we have a community tab on our YouTube channel now. I don't know why we didn't before, but we do. We got an Eevee for that. So whenever it comes up for another prize Pokemon for our Wi-Fi battles and such, I'm putting polls on the community tab now. You guys can leave your feedback. And oh, this is a female Froakie. Check it. But yeah, I'm leaving polls. You guys can throw feedback on which Pokemon should be the next prize. So I'm still going to leave it open a little bit longer. We have a fighting type poll up. to see which fighting type should I breed for the next Wi-Fi battle prize. Right now, although it's not fighting type, Ralts is in the lead because, of course, evolution into Gallade. So if, speaking of Ralts, if Ralts gets the win, I'm going to breed it to be the kind of stat you'd want to have for a Gallade, and moves as such. So we got us a Ralts from a repeat ball. Neat stuff. Weird how things timed out like that, isn't it? Oh, let's see. At what hour will the live stream be where I live? I'm not sure yet. In fact, yeah, I'm going to say we're going to aim for Tuesday. Just give me time to set things up on Monday. Give me more time to breed up some Pokemon for the weekend as well. But I'm going to aim for same time as this one started tonight. So 8 p.m. for our TCG battles. Whatever time it is now for you, minus that half hour, that's when we'll start in your area. Let's see. So Dazzling Shell just hit rank 55 of Festival Plaza. Congratulations. Well done. And what do you get for that? Like, I know along the way you get certain rewards. AJ from California getting our next Froakie right here. Sometime, what is it? I forget what level, but you get to change the music in your Festival Plaza eventually. I'm not sure what rank I'm at. I'm pretty high up there, though. I haven't really focused that much lately. We got a Alolan Grimer. Not bad. So, did you guys see the latest Pokemon Go video I put up? And if so, what do you think of my shiny luck lately? I don't know what to think of it, because I've gotten to the point with Pokemon Go where it's just like, if I get a shiny, I get it. Neat. If I don't, I'm not going to stress over it. But since I adopted that mental policy, I seem to be getting a bunch more shinies than I ever have, well, at least in rapid succession before. Just to recap the most recent ones, I got the day that they first came into the game. I think about 5 minutes in, I caught Cubone shiny, which is pretty cool. I think the next day or the day after, I got almost back-to-back 2 shiny Ponyta, which is kind of nice. Yesterday, I got my first shiny Pikachu, and later that day, I got a shiny Eevee as well. So I've got some pretty good luck so far. Aaron from Texas is up next. What level is Ultra Necrozma? OMG, it's Sark saying 55. Thank you for letting us know, because I honestly forgot. If you do want, though, Spike, I'll just throw out a shout out to my own playthrough. But you can check out, if you go to my channel, ooh, we got Lycanroc. If you go to the channel and search the video for, just look up Ultra Necrozma, you can probably watch the video there and recap what I did and associate yourself and familiarize yourself with what you can be expecting. Have I got many Lost Thunder packs recently? Asked Thomas Toad. Sadly, no, I have not bought any, but I've been doing a lot of online trading to try to assemble a new deck. I will let you know that the deck I have assembled that we'll be using on Tuesday, it's not competitive. You're probably aware, none of my stuff is really super competitive, but it's interesting. It's going to make use of Shedinja with the Hollow Vessel, something like that. It's an ability that says you can discard all cards attached to Shedinja and attach it as a tool to one of your Pokemon. If the Pokemon with this tool attached gets knocked out, the opponent takes one less prize. And I'm going to try to, like, you know, stall things out a little bit in that sense. But we'll see how it works. I mean, a good Fire-type deck will destroy me regardless, because it's going to be a lot of Grass types in that deck. So we get Crabrawler. I kind of like Crabrawler. Like, in Gens 6 and 7, there were very few Pokemon added that I was just like, what's the deal with this thing? Now, playing through Gen 5, Pokemon White, you might have heard me complain. Let's not say complain. You might have heard me nitpick some of the designs. Just, some of them are interesting. We'll use that term for it. But I really like pretty much all of Gen 6 and Gen 7. And that's including Klefki. It's different, but in a kind of a good way. Let's see. So, Sailor Pika is saying that I am so lucky with the shinies. I am now, yeah. Like, and it's weird because we got Aiden from the US up next. It's like, well, I've gotten now to the point where all the extra shinies that I'm getting, I'm not favoriting them, I'm allowing them to be traded. But just to make sure I don't run low on Stardust, first of all, I'm only ever trading Legends and Shinies with people around here that I have hit best friends with, because at the very minimum, it's going to be 40,000 Stardust to trade a Legendary or a Shiny to somebody who is best friends with you if they don't have that one yet. So once I do that trade, I'm waiting till I hit my 100,000 Stardust again, power up one of my Pokemon, and then I'll allow myself to do another best friend, legend, or shiny trade. So, might be a little bit slow going for some people in the area as time goes on, but I'll get to trading stuff eventually. And let's see, Unknown Spike. Forgot to grind in TCG Online for the booster packs and the decks. Same with me. When we were preparing for our live stream day 1 of Lost Thunder, well, day 2, I think. No, I was a few days late on that one. But when we were getting ready for that later that day, I realized I didn't have the tokens I needed to get those booster packs. I needed like 500 more tokens. But what's really nice with TCG Online, you can get tokens really fast. And I think just after a couple hours, I had enough to get the 10 boosters we normally start off with on our live streams. Don't quite have the theme decks just yet, but maybe I'll get the tokens eventually. Alright, so let's take a look at our next line. These were all Froakie that we traded out. We have a level 1 Eevee in a Heal Ball. Modest nature with the Runaway ability. The moves being Helping Hand, Growl, Tackle, and Tail Whip. Kind of decent. We now have that Ralts that kind of stole the show for a second. Level 20, Quiet Natured with the ability Trace, Disarming Voice, Lucky Chant, Magical Leaf, and Heal Pulse. Next is the Alolan Grimer, Calm Natured, Poison Touch, level 8. We've got Poison Gas, Pound, Harden, and Bite. We've got Lycanroc, level 43, Adamant Nature, which I think is kind of decent, Sand Rush, which boosts speed in sandstorms, I think, Stealth Rock, Rock Slide, Scary Face, and Crunch. We now have a Crab Brawler, a Timid Natured Crab Brawler, level 41, with the Hyper Cutter ability, Brick Break, Crab Hammer, Bubble Beam, and Payback. And last but not least, we got a Caterpie. Level 5, Hardy Natured, Shield Dust ability, Tackle, and String Shot. So we're going to start trading out some of these Kadabra, of course, becoming Alakazam upon trading. We get caught up on the chat. Actually, you know what? We got time. I'm going to start right now. Let's go. Let's get this trade underway. We're going to speed on through. Alright, let's see. Thomas Toad, you got 2 full arts in your first ever 2 packs of Lost Thunder. Congratulations. Which full arts were they? Either way, not bad. And Spike says some designs weren't so great, some of them were so disappointing. Are you talking like Gen 6 and 7? I mean, you know, everyone has their opinions and stuff. I guess if I really wanted to look through the Pokedexes, I could sort of pick things here and there that I'd be like, why did they do that? But, I mean, nothing stands out in my mind from those 2 generations as something really weird, I guess. No, I think they're pretty much all at least neutral in my mind or better. But, yeah, some things in Gen 5, just like, why does Gears, you know, Clink evolve into from 2 gears to 3 gears? Then why does it evolve into like a 4th gear? Just, I don't know, it's, in my opinion, it seems like an odd design choice. And Gaston, Anime Lover, welcome to our stream, asking, can you trade with me? Well, we're not doing direct trades tonight. This is all about Wonder Trading. But as you see me trading stuff out through Wonder Trade, if you want to have a chance to snag one of these Pokemon I'm trading out, start Wonder Trading yourself as well, and you might happen to pick up one of these. This box is not the only thing we have. We have a second box after this, plus 1 additional Kadabra, which could not fit into those 2 boxes. And King Billanoth. If you want a Ponytail, let me know soon, because they're going quick in Wonder Trade. The name is Z-Dog. So if anyone does want to set up a specific trade with Billanoth, go right ahead. Oh, we have Demona, fellow Canadian from Ontario. How far away is Ontario from here? Probably, I don't even want to guess. Maybe a 4-hour drive? Maybe 5? I've never driven there. I've actually flown there a couple times. Speaking of flown, we got the Upside Down Skull diaper-wearing Vullaby as our exchange Pokemon. And Unknown Spike asking, how do you change the abilities in Ultra Sun? You forgot Gen 5. I don't think you could in Gen 5. Like, Ability Capsule was introduced in Gen 6. I'm pretty sure you couldn't change any of the abilities up till that point. Which I really like when they brought in the Ability Capsule in Gen 6. Because it came down to, you know, some of my Pokemon from earlier games maybe didn't have the best abilities and stuff, but I still liked them because those are the ones that I had. But, excuse me, when the Ability Capsule became a thing, I was really happy with that, because now you could sort of, like, I believe for the longest time, my Togetic Egbert had Hustle, which I'm not a fan of, but that's what he had, and I had to be happy with it and deal with it. But I could then, in Gen 6, use the Ability Capsule and get Serene Grace, which I like so much more. Now, granted, bear in mind, I'm not going to do the Togekiss Air Slash combo with the flinching and stuff. Serene Grace, of course. Because, well, first of all, Egbert, I'm not going to evolve him. I like him as he is. Togetic. He's pretty good defensively. He can hold the Eviolite, add more defense. He's got the Helping Hand, the Follow Me. He's really good to help out my buddies in double battles. Let's see. Thomas got a Morty and Virizion. Oh, the full art cards. Okay. And Morty, what does he do again? I know it's like if you had a Psychic type Pokemon get knocked out on the opponent's last turn, that's how you can play Morty. Otherwise, it doesn't work. What does he do again? And Virizion... Actually, you know what? Feel free to remind me about Virizion as well, because do you guys know... Well, if you don't play Pokemon TCG, you're probably not aware of this, but this, I think, might have been the biggest expansion yet in Pokemon TCG. If not, it's really high up there. Over 200 new cards were added to Pokemon TCG with this expansion. So, there's a lot to try to keep track of. And Billanaw says, next week you'll be trading off Piplup. Very cool. As a water-type starter trainer myself, I appreciate that Piplup right there. Do you have it bred for specific moves or the hidden ability or anything like that? Either way, I'm happy with the Piplup being sent out. The more Piplup love gets spread around the world, the better, in my opinion. So we have an Alolan Rattata and a Nest Ball exchanged for our new Kadabra being sent out. And Charles Jones says it is. Now, I gotta stop and think back. What were we just talking about? That's how bad I am with remembering what we were just going on about. Oh, okay. Thanks. Thomas reminds me. Yes, it is the biggest set yet. Okay. Charles was also confirming that, I believe. It's a big old set. How many exactly? It's like 200 and... I think it's like in the teens. 200 and something teen, maybe? Plus, that's not counting the secret rares and the full arts at the end of the... I guess they're all considered secret rare at that point, aren't they? Yeah, I think the standard full art cards are still included in the card count for the set. Spike saying, the design for Gen 5 are so disappointing. You need to change the Malamar's ability to battle Ultra Necrozma. So, in Gen 7, you can do that. If you want to get the ability capsule, go to the Battle Royal Dome, and for 100 BP, you can get yourself an ability capsule. And if you don't have the BP just yet, hang on, itchy eye. Oh, not itchy eye, but there's something in my eye. Anyway, if you need the ability capsule, head to the surfing spots on any of the the four islands. Yeah, I was gonna say, can you access Pony Island? Of course you can if you're fighting Ultra Necrozma. But do a bunch of Mantine surfing. BP is so easy to get by doing Mantine surfing. Just, I forget how you get this, but if you can learn the Magikarp Splash and the Over the Gyarados combo, that racks up a lot of BP, and those can be used to exchange even in the Battle Royal Dome for things like the ability capsules. What is up, Unknown Exposure? Not too much. We got 2 unknown folks in the chat. Interesting. So we got so many cards indeed, Unknown Spike. There's like, when I was scrolling through the list to see what kind of a deck should I make for my first, strategic deck, there were so many variations, so many options. I was like, I kind of don't know what to start with. So I thought, let's go to the start of the list. They all list by typing, so Grass type was the start. And the ability of Ninjask and Shedinja both caught my eye. So I thought, let's kind of play around with that a little bit. We got an Alolan Geodude in exchange for a new Alakazam for, I believe it was Lex was my trade partner with this one. And Villanova was breeding for PvP moves. Piplup was your first Pokemon you ever had when you played Diamond, and it was shiny without even trying. Really? You got a shiny for your starter right off the bat? That is congratulations right... I almost dropped my stylus. Congratulations right there. Not bad. I've never yet been fortunate enough to get a shiny starter, but I'm okay with that. I like the starter that I get regardless. Alright, so that line is done. First up, we got from Korea, it looks like, a level 15 Mudbray with Naive Nature, Own Tempo, no confusing this guy, or girl, I apologize. We have Mudsport, Rototiller, Bulldoze, and Double Kick. Next is a Vullaby. Look, can you even see the name? They know what this is. Check this out. Right down the bottom screen, Skull Diaper. See, they knew. So we have Skull Diaper, the Vullaby, at level 12 with Naughty Nature. The ability is Overcoat, preventing damage from weather conditions. Gust, Leer, Fury Attack, and Pluck. Next is Young Goose at level 5 with a Rash Nature. The ability is Stakeout, Tackle, and Leer. Fresh from the wild, it seems. Speaking of fresh from the wild, perhaps, we have an Alolan Rattata at level 11. Impish nature. Ability is Hustle, which I just talked about, not being a huge fan of. Tackle, Bite, Quick Attack, and Focus Energy. I have a Drizzling level 32 Pelipper from Trainer Punky. Calm nature, Water Pulse, Payback, Brine, and Fling. And last but not least, we have a Modest natured Magnet Pull, a Lowland Geodude at level 1, Tackle and Defense Curl, 5 max IVs. That's a keeper right there. That's going to be one of my possible breeding partners for future giveaways. Alright, so we're at the last line of box number 1. We still have another full box to get through, though, so there's still plenty of time left. I'm going to drop the old go in the chat to let you know the next line is preparing. And boom, 6 more Kadabra being sent out. Alright, let us see. Pokemon Diamond was your first game you ever played, Billinoff. Very cool. I think my nephew, I think Pearl was his first one. And it's kind of funny, you know, I played the original Pokemon Blue when it first came out, so that was my introduction. But everyone out there, we have Siri from British Columbia. Cool, another Canadian. So many people out there have their introduction in different generations, and it's cool to, like, I'm sure many people have nostalgia for the first generation they started with, and it's like, you know, I'm not overly super fond of Gen 1. I don't dislike it, but I mean, it's not a super standout thing. The only thing that makes it stand out is because it was my first generation, and it was where the entire thing began, so I have a fondness for it in that sense. But there were so many new things added in later generations, like, you know, people have complained, or certain people have complained about Gen 7. I love Gen 7. It takes the basics of the original game, everything that's been added up to that point, you know, for the most part, and adds even more to it. And it's just like, there's so many aspects to Pokemon now. It is cool. But yeah, I've always had a fondness for Gen 1 because that is where the entire adventure first began. And Unknown Exposure is currently playing through Let's Go Pikachu. Very cool stuff. If I was able to get one of those games, I would go with the Pikachu one myself, because it's more in line with the original Pokemon Yellow, which I think this one's based off of. We have Sally from Santa Catarina, Brazil, our next trade partner. Unknown Spike says there are 214 cards in the Lost Thunder expansion. I see. I thought it was something around there. Dazzling Shell says, scratch the plans. You can't go because your friend can't take you. You don't have your driver's license. Well, I mean, we might be a consolation prize, a silver medal for you here, but hopefully the live stream here tonight is going to be entertaining enough for you, in contrast to whatever it was you might have been going off to have fun with. So, you're welcome to stick around. And Bill Law says, you love how sweet and gentle the water Pokemon look. You ever seen Sharpedo? Anyway, let's try another Pokemon out here. But no, like, I'm thinking, yeah, like Primarina, for example. Look how cute Primarina is. As much as people might brag on that design, I like it. It's cool. It's kind of funny, too, because, of course, when Primarina was first revealed, people had the reaction of, why do they make such a feminine-looking Pokemon? Why is it like, that's not a male Pokemon. It's got to be female. And what's funny, playing through Pokemon Moon with my Primarina as my starter, and he was male, when he got to Primarina form, and the more time I spent with him, it might sound weird to people that don't have my experience, but Primarina no longer looks inherently like a female Pokemon. It just looks like a Pokemon. And it's probably my experience with good old Sonata, our Primarina, that led me to feel like that. So we got, oh, look at that! Abra for Kadabra. Alakazam is born. Very cool stuff. And Thomas Toad has to go. Hope we'll be able to catch the next stream, and you'll eventually watch the latest Pokemon Go video. Well, if and when you do, hope you enjoy it. And have yourself a good evening. Dazzling Shell first started with Sapphire. Unknown Spike first played in Gen 1. Very cool stuff. Which Gen 1 game did you play? Because Blue was my first one. I did also pick up Pokemon Red so I could send over the starters of Blaze the Charmander, Sprout the Bulbasaur, and Sheldon the Squirtle, so I could evolve up into the starters. But I also picked up Pokemon Yellow as sort of an afterthought, extra game sort of thing. Well, why did I get that one again? There was probably a main reason. Probably because it was just cool. Another Canadian! Look at this! Is that Nexio from Quebec? But what I liked about... What was I going to say? Liked about Pokemon Yellow was the fact, first of all, Team Rocket's in it. Jesse and James. And Meowth, that's right, they're all there. Hey, speaking of Charmander, boom. But yeah, Blue was my original one. That's what I played all the way through. Oh, in Yellow, I decided since it's more like the anime, I wanted to make Ash's team in that game there. So it's too bad they didn't make Yellow more, you know, clearly, what would you call it, specifically accurate to the anime. But I tried to recreate the team as best I could. I thought they were going full in on making it just like the anime, with the fact that you have wild Pidgeotto in Viridian Forest, and of course Ash catches one. And that was something that you never saw in Red and Blue. There was no wild Pidgeotto there. It was Pidgey. But they did that. However, the downside is certain things like when Ash catches a wild Primeape in the anime, the only place you can find wild Primeape in Yellow is way over on the way to Victory Road. And there's no way Ash was near Victory Road when he caught that Primeape. So I would have liked if there was a chance of getting a wild Primeape earlier on in the game. I don't know why they didn't do it, but it is what it is. We got a Roggenrola. Very cool stuff. Did you know that hexagon hole is not its eye, it's its ear? Weird, isn't it? That's what I say. Gen 5 had weird designs. Why is that an ear? Why is it on the front of the thing? I don't know. Let's see here. Unknown Exposure started in Gen 6, so you are a Kalos born and raised trainer. I see. Very cool stuff. Which is kind of neat because, of course, in Gen 6, they not only gave you the new starters, Sycamore gives you one of the original starters from Gen 1, which was pretty neat. Unknown Spike started with green or red. The fossils were there. Giovanni was so hard. Kinda? I mean, depending on typing. Oh, so I was watching, or I wasn't watching, I saw the King Nappy, very popular PokeTuber here on YouTube. He's on, I follow on Twitter, and he was commenting that Pikachu was fighting something, or somebody's Diglett, and Diglett used Fisher. One-hit KO. However, it hit Pikachu. Pikachu survived with 1 HP, and it said, Pikachu toughed it up so you wouldn't, or toughed it out so you wouldn't feel sad. And he's like, my Pikachu literally avoided falling into the earth to spare my feelings. Isn't it amazing what Pokemon can do these days? That's cool. Alright, we got us another starter, a Rowlet, for our last Pokemon of box number 1. But we have another full box after this. We're first going to recap what we picked up from that line. Alright, first up we have a Baniri, level 3, with Mild Nature. Ability is Runaway. Defense Curl, Splash, which can be Z-Splash, triple boosting the attack stat. Pound and Foresight. We next have another Pom-Pom or Choreo at level 10. Calm Natured with the Dancer ability. Pound, Growl, Peck, and Helping Hand. Next up is Abra, a sassy Abra at level 7. Inner Focus with nothing but the old Teleport. We got an Adamant Natured Blaze ability Charmander, level 1. This might be bred from Mega Charizard X. Look at this. Scratch, Growl, Flare Blitz, and Outrage. Yeah, not bad. Defense, okay. But still, it's not bad. We now have Roggenrola at level 18. It's a serious natured Pokemon with the weak armor, Tackle, Rock Blast, Mud Slap, and Headbutt. And finally, another Rowlet. A Jolly Rowlet with Overgrow. Oh, it's got Haze. Very cool. Tackle, Leafage, Haze, and pretty decent stat-wise. Alright, let's move over to box number 2. This is our only Totodile of the Wonder Trading today, so prepare yourselves. I'm going to say go in the chat. I'm going to actually wait a moment. Wait till we move over, and then I'll send it out. Let's see. Illinois says, you know, oh, come on, I know you were in here. Just traded with you 2 times in a row. It could be. Am I giving out shinies? Asks Everything Ellie, or Eli. Not just yet. I haven't bred up any shinies, but if I ever do any breeding, you know I'm going to be sending those out, of course, either as prizes for the Wi-Fi battles, maybe a special prize giveaway on Twitter or something like that, but I will be giving out shinies as I breed them up. What gen is... From what gen is Togepi? It's actually in Gen 2. It was shown in the anime during the Gen 1 part, but it wasn't until Gen 2 that they introduced the egg concept and the breeding, and Togepi was released then. But of course, it wasn't until Gen 4 that it became Togekiss, which is really cool about Gen 4, the way they added all these new evolutions. We have Hazel from California, United States, as our first trade partner of Box 2. Totodile being sent on out. Oh, it's an Allure Ball. I didn't even notice that. Very reminiscent of Ash's Totodile from the anime. We get Who's not yet tired of hatching a Alola Meowth in Pokemon Go? Raise your hands. My hand is down. We got a Alola Meowth though. So hopefully that nice Sheer Force Totodile helps out Hazel in some battles. Yeah, it's like Togepi was one of those ones that it showed up early, kind of early-ish in the anime, so it seemed around the time of Gen 1, but it wasn't actually coded into the games, I believe, until Gen 2. Now, I know there's some beta information about some of the games. In fact, Gold and Silver, within like the past couple months or so, had their beta demo version released after the what was the show that they first showed that off at? I can't remember. It was like a special gaming convention. And oh, we have Sophia from Alaska, United States. Very cool for our next trade partner. But there's a lot of baby Pokemon that were going to be in Gen 2. And like sometimes that really didn't need babies, like Baby Paris, Baby Tangela, Baby, a bunch of them. And it's like, they didn't really all need those babies. I'm kind of happy with the baby forms that they gave us. And of course, in later generations, we got some more baby forms. I still say that Tauros and Miltank should have a baby form of the two of them. And whatever it evolves into is based off of its gender. That's what I think anyway. Because that way, you could actually breed egg moves onto a Tauros in that sense. Alright, let's trade out one of our Electrike. I should be going down this one. Because we have... they're all listed kind of downward. Oh, well, we'll mix it up a little bit. People get random stuff for this one. Let's see. So Dazzling Shell says, speaking of silver, you took second in the fishing tournament. You weren't there for the ceremony. Fishing tournament. What was that one? All I remember is the bug catching contest. And what's my name in the game? My name is simply Chaz. Not Professor, not anything like that, just my regular name of Chaz. And you're subscribed. Thank you, Eli, very much. Hopefully you're enjoying the content, and you'll enjoy future content as well. If you want to see some of the stuff on the channel once we're done here, if you like Pokemon, well, if you like Pokemon in general, Pokemon Go, TCG Online, and some playthroughs of some of the main series games. We're soon going to start doing a live stream series of Pokemon Conquest, one of the side games, which I've seen on YouTube, and I'm like, really interested in it. I want to see what I can do in that game. Now, should I Nuzlocke that? Tell you what, nope. I am not going to Nuzlocke anything that I'm not familiar with. Nuzlocke in a regular Pokemon game is hard enough. It's hard to say what's going to happen. Like, I could do my Nuzlocke Lite idea, where if a Pokemon does get beaten in a battle, I could retire them, at least temporarily. Because from what I've seen, you get a lot of Pokemon in Conquest by having other people join you. So we'll see how things play out. Let's see. Spike says, some of the Pokemon players believe that Togepi was a Gen 1 Pokemon for so long. They also believe that some Gen 2 Pokemon were Bruno and Pikachu. I remember also hearing a rumor back in the day that when Gen 2 was first coming out, I don't know where anyone got this, but they said there was supposed to be an evolution of Snorlax, which was basically Snorlax with a helmet and a sword or something. I didn't see anything about that. I don't know where they got that idea from, but that was something I remember on the playground at school hearing about, and I'm like, are you, what? That just, it doesn't seem right. And the funny thing, so I went to go see, was it Pokemon the first movie? That's when they had Pikachu's Vacation, was it not? We're sitting in the audience, me and my friend, and we heard, when it showed Meryl show up on screen, like we knew the whole thing about Pikachu, but we saw Meryl, and it's like, you know, okay, whatever. And then some of the kids behind us in the seats, I heard one of them say, look, it's Pikachu! And I'm like, oh man, really? But, whatever. It's kind of funny how things can spread. And that was before the internet was like a huge thing, too. That was just like people, word of mouth, telling each other directly or whatever. And it's like, that's how things spread. I mean, the internet was around, right? That's how old I am. I can't remember when the internet began. But, you know, it was around, but just not as widespread. It was back then. Who out there remembers dial-up modems? If you don't know what that is, essentially, it was like you have nowadays, like a router or modem or whatever connects to the internet. It was actually hardwired into your phone line, and if you wanted to use the internet, you could not be making a phone call at the same time. It wasn't a dedicated line. It was, the whole thing was going through the phone lines. So you would have times where you're on the internet, someone picks up the phone, doesn't realize it, and you lost your connection. You had to wait to reload it again. And the connections were a lot slower back then. I'm talking ancient historical times. You guys are way past that. You don't need to hear about this. Indiana, United States. Jamar is our next trade partner. All right, let's see. I'm getting behind in the chat here. Let's see. Aber for Aber. What are the chances? Interesting, isn't it, Exposer? Sometimes you get the same thing back. For example, well, okay, not that one. Fun fact, says Dazzling Shell, you place first, second, or third, but not there for the ceremony of the, oh, you're talking Animal Crossing. You get your trophy in the mailbox the next day. That's cool. I've never missed out the trophy ceremony thing, though, so I didn't experience that. Interesting. Goku Black says, you might breed Shiny Protein Froakie and hypertrain the stats, so you know what that means. Oh, man. Yep. Destruction. Right there. Hakai City. We're talking Dragon Ball Super terms, I see. And Eli says, you have the fully evolved Pokemon of Snivy. Very cool. Superior is, if you're watching the white playthrough, a bit of an issue for us. Not actually. We have our Levani, but it can be a bit of an issue, especially if you're a water trainer like myself. And yeah, the Mew beneath the truck spike, that's another rumor that was way back in the day. You need to use strength to move the truck, but you can't get strength until you get surf. Is it? No, well, you need to, I don't know. There's this whole thing. You can't use strength on the truck. It doesn't work. Eli's asking, do I want a Zapdos? I've actually got a Zapdos. I appreciate the offer, but let's leave that on the back burner for the time being. And Unknown Exposer owns the first Pokemon movie. Very good. I think I do too, on the old VHS cassette tape. Oh, Charles Jones, I think you're saying me. You remember the dial-up modem. Remember the noise it would make? It's like, that's our internet. That's what we get to listen to. Unknown Spike knows what it is as well. Sailor Pika remembers the good dial-up times, indeed. When's the next stream for Wonder Trading? Asks King Billinoff. Well, as of right now, somewhat up in the air. I have to spend this week breeding up Pokemon for this weekend's coming Wi-Fi battles. I'm going to have a whole bunch of special Pokemon available for prizes. We'll talk more about that probably when I do a live stream for Conquest later on this week, if I can get that set up. We'll talk about the upcoming Wi-Fi battles and the prizes therein. But after we do the battle stream, we're going to have a Wonder Trade for the remainder of the prizes, probably the following week or 2 weeks after. I want to try to have every weekend a live stream going from TCG Online to Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. Alright, let's take a moment here, get caught up on what we have gotten. We have a level 6 Meowth, a Alolan Meowth, with Naughty Nature, Technician Ability, Scratch, Growl, and Bite. Next is an Abra, a docile-natured Abra, level 9 with Synchronize. Once again, Synchronize is good for finding the Pokemon with the ability or the natures that you want in the wild, with nothing but the old teleportation. Now is a naive-natured Rowlet level 1 with Overgrow, Tackle, and Leafage being the moves of choice. We have a female Snorunt, which could become a Frostlass, with level 45, Impish Nature, Ice Body, Headbutt, Protect, Frost Breath, and Crunch. Kind of decent stats, too, there. We have now an Alolan Sandshrew at level 43, a Jolly Nature, which I guess isn't bad. Special attack going down, and look how bad that special attack is to begin with. And speed going up. Ability is Snow Cloak. We've got Iron Head, Gyro Ball, Swords Dance, and Hail. And finally, we have a Jolly Keen Eye Spearow at level 11. Growl, Leer, Pursuit, Fury, Attack, and kind of decent on some of the defenses right there as well. Alright, so we have the next line getting prepared. We have leading off with Skippy, one of our Mudkip. Kind of designed to be a somewhat decent Mega Swampert if you so happen to get this and choose to do so. Let's say go as we start off this line. Alright, let's see what else is going on here. Dazzling Shell says, who remembers the 4 locked doors at the Lumiose Badlands? That is like the desert area north of Lumiose City and like the power plant, right? That's weird. It's just, yeah, like what did they ever plan to do something with that? Because they never did. You're talking about Route 13. And Eli says, I'm the first YouTuber that actually answers you. Well, I'm glad to, you know, fill that void, I guess. Trading with someone in California, I think that said. It might be because, oh, Pokevolatile. Might be because, you know, my channel is still pretty small, relatively, you know, more cozy, I guess. And I'm sure other YouTubers, they try to respond as much as they can, but they might get sidetracked. And if they have a lot of people chatting at the same time, it can be easy to lose track. I've done it myself, even on our smaller scale here. So, I mean, I'm glad to answer as long as I have the time. And hopefully it's just because the other people are somewhat busy that they miss out on the the chats. Now, I'll just throw this out there. Not that I'm saying you guys should do this or have to do this, but another thing you can do to make sure that people notice your chats during a live stream is there's a super chat option on many channels where for, I hate to say it, but for a financial donation, if you do a super chat, it does pin your comment to the top of the chat for a limited time based on how much you've donated, and it does stand out the comment so that people can see it. So like, I've never done a super chat myself. We've had a couple done here on the channel, but the more you donate, the longer it stays up there for. So that could be a way to pin out your comment for people to see. But as of right now, my channel, we're still small enough that that's not really a necessity. But eventually, someday, as we get bigger, maybe that might be a thing people want to do. I don't know. I always feel weird saying stuff like, for a financial donation to this channel, you can do this, whatever it is. But it's like, I guess I shouldn't feel bad about it, because if people can and if they want to do a donation, it's up to them. It's just, I don't like feeling like I'm asking, like I'm peddling for like donations and stuff. But it's an option that we have out there. Alright, let's trade up our next Pokemon. But since we're on the topic of donations and such, I guess I can mention too that if you want to become a member of the channel, we have a membership thing set up right now where for I think it's like a $5 American or Canadian, not sure in other parts of the world, but for a monthly subscription, I shouldn't say subscription, no, a monthly membership fee, let's call it, you can get access to certain specific members perks on the channel. For example, let me show you here. Well, Sailor Pika, first of all, if you see Sailor Pika in the chat, her name stands out because it's bolded, it's got a color to it, and you also see the little Charmander hat indicating how long she's been a member for. You can also gain access to some specific little emojis I've thrown together, a lab coat, since I don't have one, and your very own Charizard hat is an emoji as well. We can do more emojis over time, I just haven't sat down and done any of them yet. But you also gain, oh, we got Magnetilo, cool. But you also gain once every month, you're going to get at least one online code card for Pokemon TCG Online. You also get regular gifts in Pokemon Go, guaranteed one per week, but I basically have been sending tons, as much as I can, really, throughout the entire week. And we're going to have something that we're calling Reverse GTS. Well, we're calling. I've heard it be called by other people. But it's like, it's going to be a live stream for members only, where they're gonna have we're gonna have a specific Pokemon that I breed up for prizes, or not really prizes exactly. That sounds like you're competing for it. Everyone that's a member is guaranteed to get one of these Pokemon, and it's gonna be a thing where I request a specific Pokemon for you to put in the GTS, throw it a specific nickname. Once it is up there, I'm gonna then look on the GTS, find it, and trade out the Pokemon I have bred up to the member. So stuff like that. Alright, let's just see here. Get caught up once again. So Katie Sue says, R.I.P. Your 3DS just died. Ah, you missed the Totodile. Yeah, it was already sent out anyway. There was only the one, sadly. And yes, Spike, nowadays you can watch movies on the internet. Back in the day, when internet was just still new and sort of a commercial thing for people at home, it was like, to download an image, it would come in line by line. And you have to wait for a full image to come in. Man, those were the dark ages of internet. And I remember that. Like, just sidetrack here as well, just to blow people's minds. Does anyone know anything, and I mean anything, about the original game on the Atari 2600, I think it was? E.T. You might have heard about this. We have Cameron from Washington, United States up next. E.T. for the Atari. It was a game. Now, many people have talked about this on the on YouTube. Angry Video Game Nerd himself has done a whole thing about it, and it was like his curse for so long. He would talk about it and such, but just, it's a terrible game. The thing is, I played it. Yep, I had an Atari. Did I? Might have been a friend's. I think I had one, but I played the original E.T. on the Atari 2600, and let me tell you, I had no clue what to do with that game. Nothing seemed to work in it. Talk more about that in a little bit, I suppose. Let me make sure I'm caught up on the chat. So Unknown Spike asking, did I hear about the flashing lights of Porygon? Yep, I heard about that, causing all those issues over in Japan when the episode was first released. And as people said, what's weird is, like, if you guys don't know, you've probably heard this, but there was a scene in an episode of the anime where Porygon was the highlighted Pokemon, and Team Rocket launches rockets, like missiles, at our heroes who are on Porygon in a virtual space. Apparently, Pikachu uses its electric attack to blow up the rockets, but the explosion caused a rapid succession of blue and red flashes, which apparently gave a bunch of people seizures from watching it. Just like the color variation, the color pattern, just triggered a bunch of people with, like, seizures and stuff. So Porygon was apparently forever banned from future episodes of the anime because Porygon took the blame for that, because it was called Electric Soldier Porygon was the name of the episode. But as people point out, it's actually Pikachu that caused that. Pikachu and Team Rocket did it. It wasn't Porygon's fault. I guess they sort of had to keep their mascot Pokemon away from all the controversy, and they said, oh, it was Porygon's fault. Porygon did it. We'll get rid of Porygon. Problem solved, right? Poor Porygon, though. Alright, let's get caught up on the chat, and we'll check out what we got in exchange for our last trade-outs. Katie Sue says, you can't find the 3DS charger. No more Wonder Trading for today. It's unfortunate, but yeah, like I said, there was only the one Totodile anyway, so that was traded out quite a while ago. But we'll have more prizes in the future, more rewards, more giveaways eventually. Eli was so lucky to get a shiny Celebi. Not too bad at all. What game did you get that in? I've seen them. I haven't gotten one myself, though. And Bill and I's going to go eat dinner with your wife, so you probably won't be back for the end of the stream. Well, thank you for hanging out for the stream up till this point, though. Have yourself a good dinner, and if you want to come back later, check out the remainder of the stream, you're welcome to do so. It should be going up eventually once it goes into the archive mode, whatever Pokemon does. And Pokemon, whatever YouTube does. Blech. Katie Sue's going to go watch Twitch now. Have a good live stream, she says. Thank you very much. Enjoy your Twitch watchings. And Unknown Spike knows about the ET. Indeed. Yep. Dazzling Shell's quote is from Rotom, the Rotom decks in Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. And yes, Sailor Pika, indeed, I played the infamous ET. You say that's awesome. That, we're going to call a judgment call. I mean, it's cool to be part of history in that sense, but the game itself... Talk about that in a second. Anyway, first up, we have a level 1 Aeron, Bashful Nature with the ability of Rock Head. We have Harden, Head Smash, Superpower, and a Reversal for the moves. Stat-wise, okay. We have a Dewpider next, level 16, with a Bold Nature. Ability is Water Bubble. We have Infestation, Spiderweb, Bug Bite, Bubble Beam. We also got a Magnemite from Kia, level 9, with Impish Nature, Magnet Pull ability, Tackle, Supersonic, Thundershock, and Thunder Wave. Pretty decent on some of them stats there. We now have a Fletchling at level 16, Lax Nature with the big pecs. No defense dropping on this guy. We have Quick Attack, Peck, Agility, and Flail. We now have a Beldum, which was kind of cool to pick up and see. Excuse me. Bold Nature, Clear Body ability with Takedown. And we have a Charmander, a Naive Charmander, Blaze ability at level 1. It does have Dragon Dance, along with Scratch and Growl. Wow, that ain't bad. Pretty nice Charmander. Alright, let's go ahead and prepare for a pretty decent Mudkip, as you can see here. Once again, we're going to say go in the chat. You see the word go? I'm beginning the trades. Let's do this. Alright, let's get caught up here. Joseph Key, welcome to the stream. Thank you for joining in. Hopefully you're here for some good Wonder Trades and maybe get a chance to get one of these that I'm trading out tonight. We still got, what is it, 3 lines, 3 rows in this box, and 1 additional Kadabra that couldn't fit into the first 2 boxes. And, yeah, Unknown Spike says the game was so bad they just had to bury it. And that's one of those things that I don't think it's ever officially been confirmed. I mean, I can believe it because of how interesting, how weird, how bad, I'm not going to sugarcoat it, how bad the game was. But, I don't know, it's one of those, I guess they call it, an urban legend. Something that I can easily see happening, though. Joseph Key is on Pokebank right now. Is that the, is it Pokemon Bank you mean, or is it something completely different? I might be clueless as to what Pokebank is. And Goku Black, we're all over YouTube. Yeah, let's go Pikachu, let's go Eevee, making you want to buy a Switch. Honestly, I wanted to get either game, or I wanted to go, let's go Pikachu, and I wanted to get a Switch to do a playthrough here on the channel. But sadly, it just was not in the finances for me at this point in time. Plus, I think you need a whole other thing to record content of the Switch and then to be able to edit it into a video and stuff. So way out of my price range for the time being. But definitely next year when the next main series game for Pokemon comes out, I hear they're going to put it on the Switch. I gotta have a Switch by then. I gotta figure out a way to make it happen because I have to continue my Pokemon's journeys through all the generations in our playthroughs. From Osaka, Japan, my next trade partner comes up. And everything Eli. Using 3 electronics. You got 2DS, a PS4, and a phone. You know what? Admittedly, as I was preparing for the stream tonight, as I said, I had to do some last-minute nicknaming. As I was doing that... Oh, we got Nihilego! Interesting. As I was doing that, my phone was sitting beside me here. I was sending out some last-minute gifts to people in Pokemon Go, and I'm like going from nicknaming to the gift, nicknaming to the gift. I'm like, there's too much happening. I managed to pull it off, but there's too much happening. Alright, let's see. So Pika says, the game itself, yes, is garbage. E.T., of course. But it's still cool that I got to play it. Just, what I couldn't understand, apparently I think if you hold the button, and of course the Atari, I think it only had 2 buttons. Maybe just the 1. But if you hold the button down, E.T. extends his neck. And that's supposed to like levitate him up out of the holes. But either maybe my controller was broken or something, or maybe I just wasn't holding the button. But his neck would go up and then back, and then up and then back, and it's like he wouldn't move anywhere. And I didn't know what was... I couldn't make sense of the game. I didn't know those little black dots were like the Reese's Pieces, which apparently you have to get to lead to somewhere. It's one of those games that I think you needed the instruction manual with you, beside you at all times. Maybe I didn't even have the instruction manual. I can't recall. It was a long time ago, of course. Unknown Exposure says, and let's go Pikachu. An Electrode you self-destruct in the first turn. You were like, one less Pokemon to deal with. I guess that makes sense, yeah. That's kind of, like, as long as you can withstand the hit, it's kind of nice to see that happen. I was just recently talking to my cousin, Vex Evolution, another local Pokemon goer, talking about back in the Pokemon Silver playthrough, when I was doing that on the channel, after Blackthorn City Gym, going down Route whatever it is, towards New Barktown once again, so many hikers, so many self-destructing Geodude, Graveler, and Golem. I had to throw a clip of Futurama in there. Stop exploding, you cowards! It's like, fight me! Don't just blow up! Because, like, I don't like explosions. You can take me out with a critical. We have Adam from Arizona up next for our trade partner. Unknown Spike says, you'll play Let's Go on the Switch emulators when it's ready for the emulator. I see. Eli says, who else hates how long Pokemon Moon Start is? I don't think I hated it. I assume you're talking about right up to the point that... Well, would you be including the trainer school part? Because, I mean, that's all... It is kind of all still tutorial at that point, I guess. And then when you get into Hey Hey City... No, sorry, Howoli City. They're still telling you about, like, the Poke Finder and stuff. If you're talking all that, then I can see where it might be a little bit excessive for all of your introductory tutorial stuff. Yeah. Maybe it's a little bit too long in that sense. So, I don't know if I hated it, but it could have gotten to the game much quicker. So, I mean, look at Pokemon, like Gen 1, Pokemon Red and Blue. The only real introductory stuff is get Oak's Parcel, Viridian City, bring it back, then you're free to go. So it's pretty straightforward to the point with that one. And, oh, Spike's talking about another bad game is Superman 64. I have not played that one, but I have played the tutorial level of Star Fox 64. And that's basically the same game. Colin from Missouri is up next for our trade partner in the Wonder Trade tonight. And Joseph Key says you store all your Pokemon there, and you're doing all the generations on Pokebank. So is it the one that you can get for the 3DS? The online storage system? Because if that's what you're talking about, then yeah, I use that as well. I store away a bunch of I got some boxes on there of 5 or more max IV Pokemon for breeding future breeding purposes. I've also got some hidden ability Pokemon on there as well, which if I'm going to breed up certain things with their hidden ability, I've got options in there, and that's all well and good, not bad. But it's really good to have all that extra storage space. It does cost an annual fee, but it's like $5. It's really not that bad. For all the storage space they give you, it's very nice. Spike says Superman 64 was really bad. I've only seen it, but yeah, from the looks of it, it ain't good. And yes, indeed, Eli, I got lucky with there. I got a Nihilego. Very cool. I've gotten a few of them from Wonder Trading. I've actually caught some in the Ultra Wormhole as well. Like, have you played the Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon game? Or is it just regular Sun and Moon that you have played? If you have played either of them. Because if you play Ultra Sun or Ultra Moon, you can actually get Wild Nihilego, unlimited amounts, if you go through the Ultra Wormhole. You go to various different dimensions, different spaces where the Ultra Beast inhabit. So you can actually get a whole bunch of Buzzwole, a whole bunch of Pheromosa, Celesteela, you can get a bunch of those. It's pretty cool. Speaking of Ultra, we got, look at that, an Ultra Ball containing a Magikarp. Anyways, what is up, says Unknown Exposer. You are welcome. Oh, what, is that you? I saw the name Colin. So if that was you, which one did I just send to you? I completely lost track. I recognize the name, but I thought, what are the chances it's the actual Colin? But yeah, what did I send to you? Actually, you know what? I think I know. Nope, maybe not. I was going to see if it was your name popping up here as the original trainer. But yeah, if that was you, there you go. Help yourself to whatever it was I happened to send you. So first of all, for this line, we got a level 30 Snow Runt, Modest Nature with Inner Focus, the moves being Icy Wind, Bite, Ice Fang, and Headbutt. There's that Nihilego, a Jolly Nihilego, which is not great because it lowers special attack, but it ups the speed, which is good. Level 60, of course, Beast Boost is the ability. We've got Power Gem, Acid Spray, Stealth Rock, and Mirror Coat. 3 max IVs. Of course, all the Ultra Beasts that you can get in the games have 3 guaranteed max IVs right there. We now have a Modest Natured, level 17 Lillipup, Vital Spirit. We got Bite, Baby Doll Eyes, Helping Hand, and Take It Down with decent potential. We now have a Rash Running Away, level 2 Baniri. Moves are Defense Curl, Splash, Pound, and Foresight. And stats are kind of good on some of those. We now have a Serious Wishy-Washy. Schooling for the ability, level 11 with Water Gun, Growl, Helping Hand, and Feint Attack. And last but not least, the Adamant Swift Swim Magikarp. So Adamant's not bad, to be honest. If it evolves up into a Gyarados, attack up, special attack down, it's not the worst. Splash is the attack, or sorry, Splash is, yeah, the attack, if you want to call it that. And stats are right there. So let's prepare for another line. I'm going to wait just a moment, and then I'll send it out. I'll say go in the chat again. So Eli has just the regular moon. Alright, so you're not aware of the Ultra Wormhole, but yeah, you can get as many of those Ultra Beasts as you want. There are still type-specific ones, like in Ultra Sun, I can't get, is it Pheromosa, and I can't get Celesteela. Also, there's some new Ultra Beasts added into the Ultra games. I can't get, what is it? I can get Blacephalon, Stakataka is a new one for Ultra Moon only. Alright, let's see here. So it was Froakie that you got there, Exposer. Well, awesome stuff. Hopefully that Froakie does you well. You probably have already, have you beaten me in a battle before and gotten one? If not, there's your first one right there. But if so, you can always just train it up again. You can Wonder Trade it out yourself. Whatever you want to do with it is yours to work with. Magikarp, says Sailor Pika, is the most OP Ultra Beast. You ever heard the tale of a Magikarp that beat a Mewtwo? I don't know if it's true or not, but I will talk about it in just a moment. Let's get this next line started up. I see the live stream has caught up to us. There we go. And Lugia Gamer. Hello, Lugia Gamer. You're saying to trade Kadabra. You're saying that you want me to, or you want to trade one yourself? Either way, you're saying that you got Shiny Cresselia. Congratulations, not bad. It's always cool to see a nice shiny like that. We're trading with Death from New York. But it's cool to see a nice shiny. And Unknown Exposer got a shiny level 100 Mewtwo from auslove.tv. Now, I looked into this. I got a shiny Hoopa from AUS Love TV myself. And when I looked into it, they have a Twitch channel. So, from what I've seen, there was like, I think, 5 screens all happening at once. I think it might be multiple people trading at the same time. And I saw one of the screens was trading shiny Hoopa. So, if you happen to get that, look them up on Twitch, or just do like a Google search. It should link you to their Twitch page, and show them some love. Actually, throw them a thank you if you can. That'd be kind of cool. Alright, and Eli's asking, how do I record the screen of the 2DS? Well, technically I've got a 3DS, but I know what you mean. How do I do this? I sent my 3DS away to have a capture device, a capture card, installed into it. And if you go to 3dscapture.com, that's where I got mine from, you set up a, what would you call it? What's the term? Anyway, you set up like a service request kind of thing, and you send a 3DS into the company, have them do it, they install it, they send it back to you, and all it does is connect into your computer through a USB cable, like a regular kind of is it micro USB? I can't even remember. It's just a regular USB cable though, and you get a piece of software that comes with it as well, which takes the footage, takes the audio, puts it into your screen, and I'm using a program here called XSplit, which you can lay out the screens the way you want, and it broadcasts it on your live streams and stuff, or even just pre-records it as well. So there you go. And let's see, Joseph Key is coming into the Festival Plaza, I think you mean. If so, you still got some time to grab some of these Pokemon here. We got Scruff being sent out now. We still have a full line after this, 3 more after this as well, plus 1 extra Kadabra. Alright, and Lugia Gamer still saying to trade Kadabra. We're getting to it. We'll get there. We're going through this entire line. There's 1 more line after, and then 1 final Kadabra. So yeah, Unknown Exposer. Looks like you didn't have one yet, I think. Interesting. So, Sailor Pika saying that you do believe Magikarp defeating Mewtwo. So from what I remember hearing about it, it has to do with Baton Pass, Belly Drum, Smeargle, and I think it was a Focus Sash on the Magikarp. What was it again? There was something to do with maxing out the attack stat, and I think the speed stat as well on the Smeargle. Baton Passing to a Magikarp, which has like a Focus Sash, and when it goes down to 1 HP, it then would go for Flail. And if it's maxed out attack stat, maxed out, IVs, EVs, for example, plus the +6 from Belly Drum. At 1 HP, its flail attack is supposed to be so powerful it was taking out, like it took down a Mewtwo in 1 hit. Now again, I can't confirm, I haven't seen it happen, but I'm not surprised that it could happen. But we could talk about another powerful combo. Did you know a level 1 Aeron is actually really devastating in any Wi-Fi battle, depending on the opposing strategy? We'll talk about that in just a sec. I'll get caught up on the chat once again. We have Milk Duds Gaming asking, would I like to trade with you? Well, at the moment, we're not doing any individual trades back and forth. This is all just wonder trading for the night. But coming up this weekend, if I can get things prepared in time, which for me, of course, it's always a big if, we're going to be doing some Wi-Fi battling on the channel, and I'll have a whole bunch of Pokemon available for prizes for direct trades for anyone that can defeat me in battle. So if you're interested in trading, stay tuned for that. Or for the time being, if you want to do some trading in the chat with other people, feel free to do that and set those up. Let's see. Am I doing another live stream after this one, says Eli. Not tonight. We're going to finish up this one in just a little bit. I got to do some more Pokemon going for our Meltan special research. But on Tuesday, I'm going to do another live stream for Pokemon TCG Online. And then I'm aiming for about Friday-ish, maybe this weekend coming up, to do our first Pokemon Conquest live stream. I got to set that game up first of all, though. And Joseph Key says, Sigalith, nice. They can be pretty interesting. In fact, the new one, or the most recent one, I think the last card in Pokemon TCG, there was a Sigalith card that I think the attack says if it takes damage next turn, double that or copy that damage amount back onto the attacker, which is cool. So in video game or in cards, Sigalith can be kind of powerful. And Sailor Pika says, you faced a level 1 Aeron before. It is powerful. If you guys don't know what combo this level 1 Aeron is all about, it is, well, first of all, it has to have sturdy ability, so that at full HP it will not get knocked out from 1 hit. And it has Endeavor. Now, you need something like a Tyranitar to set up a Sandstream. When you do set up the Sandstream, in whatever way, switch into your level 1 Aeron. Is that how it goes? Essentially, you want to have Sandstream going, or Sandstorm going, and have your Aeron on the field. If it takes a hit, it goes down to 1 HP because of that sturdy ability. And then, on that same turn, since you are going to be slower, because a level 1 Aeron is not going to outspeed anything, you then go for Endeavor, which brings down the target Pokemon to the current Pokemon's HP, like the attacker's Pokemon. So, it goes down to 1 hit point. Now, Aeron has to be holding a Shell Bell. Shell Bell heals back HP equal to a small percentage of the damage done. Since you're hitting a level 100 or whatever it is for a big amount of damage, the Aeron is going to heal back to full. Once again, activating Sturdy. It will not get knocked out from full HP with 1 hit. Then, the Sandstorm knocks out the opposing Pokemon because it's down to 1. Wash, rinse, repeat. A level 1 Aeron with that setup can tear through teams. But there are some ways around that. I faced that combo once myself, and I had my Butterfree critter on the battlefield. So what I did on the first turn I had a chance to, so that it couldn't use Endeavor against me, I sleep powdered it. I fell asleep. At that point, a couple of hits could have taken it out. So they actually retreated it back out to something else. And I'm like, you get that off my screen. I'm not fighting that combo. I don't know a way around that. Of course, another simple way, use a Ghost type. Endeavor does not hit a Ghost type Pokemon. Or something that's Rock, Steel, or Ground, immune to Sandstorm. Another way to get around the Sandstorm damage at the end of the turn. So there's some ways to counter it, but stuff that might not be on everybody's competitive team. Alright, so Milk Duds Gaming says sign you up for that. You're talking about the Wi-Fi battles, I believe. Sounds cool. Hopefully I'll have things ready for this weekend. So first of all, we have a Gorbis on this line at level 12 with a Relaxed Nature. Ability is Swift Swim, Confusion, Water Sport, Agility, and Draining Kiss. Next we got a Slowpoke, Naive Natured, Oblivious for the ability, and Curse, Yawn, Tackle, and Growl. We now have a Pikipek at level 2, probably fresh out of the wild. A quirky natured little Pikipek with Skill Link. The attack is Peck. We also got a Psyduck with, might be an Egg move perhaps. We've got level 1, Rash Nature, Damp Ability, Water Sport, Scratch, and Zen Headbutt. Now we got an Intimidating Snubble at level 52. The nature is Impish, Rage, Play Rough, Payback, and Crunch. And last but not least on this line is Mold, our Magnemite level 9, Relaxed Nature, Sturdy Ability, and Tackle, Supersonic, Thundershock, and Thunder Wave. Alright, we're on to the last full line of Pokemon. And after this, we'll have one final Cadaver. We'll probably do all 7 of these in one go here. So let's start things up with one of our last Mudkip of the night. And Lugia Gamer 46 asking, can we battle? I won't have any time for battling tonight, unfortunately. Once we're done with the Wonder Trading, I gotta do about another 1.5 kilometer walk with my current buddy Pokemon and Pokemon Go, and I gotta record an episode of Pokemon White as well to get that ready for tomorrow. So yeah, all things said, I'm busy for the rest of the evening. Hey, another fellow Canadian, Dark Strike, is here. But if you guys want to set some battles up in the chat, go ahead. Also, I'll just throw a mention out there to my Discord server I have on linked in the description. You can go there. We have a channel for Pokemon Ultra Sun, actually just Pokemon 3DS in general. You guys can, hey, starter for starter. You can set up for some battles over there if you like. Set up for some trades as well. There's also channels for just general chat. We've got Pokemon TCG chat and Pokemon Go as well, exchanging friend codes and such. So, we got us a cool Popplio. Look at that. Alright, next we got 2 more Mudkip. Let's get this one ready to roll. And Eli is asking, when will the next live stream be? I'm going to aim for Tuesday night. We're going to do a Pokemon TCG Online live stream. I'm going to try to show off this kind of one of my usual kooky crazy deck strategies from the new set of Lost Thunder. Which, by the way, I got the nice built-in battle box right here. Do I have any cool cards to show you out of that while we're waiting? Well, I mean, I did get, if you guys didn't see the pre-release video, I got a nice Mimikyu GX. I haven't sleeved this yet. Where are my sleeves at? What am I doing? I'm a scrub at the card game. But I really like the attack. Let's snuggle and fall. Forget that. We just got something in the trade. So I got a legendary. Interesting stuff. Reggie Giggles. I will take other Reggie Giggles. I like how the colored things on its body there are representative of the 3 Reggie brothers as well. So that's kind of cool. Not bad for a Mudkip that we sent out. We'll check that out in a little bit. Okay, Milk Dud just got a Torchic and Wonder Trade. Awesome stuff. Is it a Speed Boost Torchic, I wonder? Nice hidden ability, perhaps. And Goku Black says, depends on who's battling. If you guys want to do some battles in the chat, you're welcome to do so. Eli was asking, what's that? I wonder if you're talking about that Mimikyu GX. We're trading with a kitten from Texas today right now. That was a Mimikyu GX, if that's what you were referring to. Basically, a GX is more powerful Pokemon in the card game. Usually has a lot more HP, stronger damage for the attacks. It also has a special, it's almost like a Z move in the card game. Only a Pokemon GX can use this GX attack, but you can only use 1 GX attack per entire battle against that one person. So it's always important to choose what GX attack you want to go with if you have multiple options. And Spike says, can't wait for Pokemon TCG Online because it's the only one you can participate in, and you can't wait to watch the Battle and Conquest. Well, I definitely, sometime this week, got to sit down and get that Conquest ready to roll. Because I'm excited to see how things play out. Like I've said, I've seen a full playthrough of it, so it won't be very, like, spoiler-free. I mean, I don't remember all the details of it, but the nice thing about playing a game like that, although I watched the King Nappy's full playthrough of it, so I've seen the team that he went with, I could mix up the teams. I can make it a complete, unique experience based off of what I happen to go with. But I'm also going to throw some suggestions or requests while we're doing the live streams. I'll ask you folks for some feedback and say, which Pokemon... Oh, it's my bro Oreo from Florida. I don't know who it is, but the name is ya bro Oreo, so I mean, someone must know him. But yeah, I'll ask for your guys' feedback as we're doing the Conquest live stream and say, so which Pokemon should we use for this one, and stuff like that, just to make it somewhat interactive and such. Sailor Pika says, congrats on the Regigigas. Thank you very much. It's very cool to see that. We got a Crabrawler from ya bro Oreo. And Eli always wanted that card. It is, I just happened to get it. It's pretty cool. Oh, it is a Blaze Torchic, I see, says Milk Duds. But that could be good too. I mean, Speed Boost you would think generally is kind of a better option, but you never know. In a pinch, that Blaze could help you out. I've seen many people do a playthrough where their Pokemon does more damage and they weren't expecting it because it's like they forgot about this. Some people are so focused on hidden abilities that they forget that, for example, a standard Froakie might have Torrent, and at low HP, Water becomes that much more powerful thanks to the Torrent ability. People forget about that. Don't sleep on those abilities. Those can be kind of handy, especially with a Focus Sash. Think Aqua Jet could then be more powerful. Could be a good way to get a knockout. And the EX Pokemon, the Pokemon EX, says Spike, are now Pokemon GX. They have switched it up a bit. I'm just wondering, at what point are future cards going to stop talking about Pokemon EX? Because it's like, with this change, at least for a good amount of time, they have to make sure to specify EX and GX, because if you're using expanded format, EXs are still viable. So if they had a thing that says prevent all damage done by Pokemon GX, the older Pokemon EX could still hit that particular Pokemon. But eventually the EX will be phased out in honor or in favor of the new GXs. I'm just waiting to see when are we going to get a Mega Pokemon GX. That's going to be kind of cool. What do we have? We have Gardevoir GX, so that could become Mega Gardevoir GX. If they bring Mega back, they might just leave it as part of the X and Y thing, because they kind of did that with the main games anyway. They don't really focus on Megas as much, and all the Mega Stones were post-game in Alola. Eli's going to get more Pokemon cards. Very cool stuff. I will say, like, you mean physical cards, or do you play the online game? Because I always say the online game is an amazing way to play. It's completely free. You don't need to spend any actual money to do it. You can get tokens just by playing online. Use those tokens to buy packs on the online game. The only downside is they're not tradable, so you have to just work with what you have. But if you do pick up actual cards, those packs come with a code card you can redeem in the online game and give you actual tradable cards, which is definitely very cool. I always say, if anyone plays Pokemon TCG at all, the online game is a second nice little thing to add to that, because you have so much more you can work with. Alright, the last trade of the night is going to be this final Kadabra right here. Female, kind of bred to be a Mega Alakazam, once the player happens to get it and get that Mega Stone. And we'll see what we get. Milk Dud's got a Charmander, and didn't you just get... Yeah, you just got a Torchic. You're getting all the fire starters. Congratulations. You seem quite hyped up about it, too. What are the attacks like? What kind of stats are we looking at on that one? And Eli will try the online game. Sounds good. It's basically just like the regular game, except cheaper. And plus you get, just by doing trainer challenges against computer players, they give you tokens as well. You can buy theme decks online. You can buy the individual booster packs and happen to get GX Pokemon cards, maybe. You can get full arts in the online game. It's very cool. The only... I'd say one of the bad things is if you happen to get a secret rare full art trainer card or something like that, it's cool to have it online, but you don't get the physical actual card. But, I don't know, it's still playable in the online game for sure. So that is our final trade. Let's just do a recap on what we got for this last bit. That Caterpie we'll check out first. Level 9, Naive Nature with Shield Dust. We got Tackle, String Shot, and Bug Bite. Kind of decent stat-wise. Now, first, we got a Naive Torrent Poplio at level 1 with Pound and Water Gun. Kind of bred for some decent stats there. There's that Regigigas. Alright. Level 60. Now, can you get Regigigas from the Warp Ride? Hang on. Let me check the summary. Where you come from? Yeah, Ultra Space Wilds. Did I catch one then? I must have. I know what it is. You need to have each of the Reggie brothers to make this appear, right? I think. Anyway, it is mild-natured. Ability is slow start. It's got Zen, Headbutt, Revenge, Dizzy Punch, and Confuse Ray. And again, any sort of Ultra Beast or Legendary you find in the Ultra Wormhole has 3 guaranteed max IVs right there. I didn't want to back out. Hit the wrong button. Oops. And Eli's asking, what is it called again? I assume you're just meaning the Pokemon online game. If you go to Pokemon.com and click over to their TCG page on there, there should be somewhere in there that says play the game online. Click that and it should take you to the download page for the game. Alright, we have a Meryl at level 1 with Adamant Nature, Huge Power ability. We've got Super Power, Aqua Jet, Water Sport, and Belly Drum. This is a competitive one. I see 4 marks for max IVs. That ain't bad. Definitely nice. We now have a Crab Brawler at level 1 with Brave Nature, Speed Up, and... No, Attack Up, Speed Down, I think. Anger Point. If you get hit by a critical, attack maxes out. Bubble, Superpower, Endeavor, 4 max IVs. We got some good ones here. We now have a Grand Bull at level 44 with Intimidate, with Adamant Nature, Intimidate for the ability, Headbutt, Roar, Rage, and Play Rough for the moves. Last but not least, we have a Cutie Fly. Bashful Nature Cutie Fly at level 37 with Honey Gather, Sweet Scent, Bug Buzz, Dazzling Gleam, and Aroma Therapy. So that is going to be it for our Wonder Trade session for the night. We're going to wrap things up here. I want to say thank you folks for hanging out, tuning in. Hopefully you get some cool stuff in the Wonder Trades yourselves. Just going to disconnect off the internet briefly and save our bandwidth a tiny little bit. But yeah, hopefully you had a good evening tonight. So stay tuned to the channel coming up. Tuesday, I'm going to aim to do a Pokemon TCG online live stream. I'm going to keep doing some Pokemon White videos throughout the week as well. We're almost done with Gen 5. Soon to move on to Gen 6 on the channel. And I'm also going to work on getting Conquest prepared, ready to roll for later on in the week for some live streams for that as well. So, once again, just a reminder, if you want to subscribe to the channel, if you're not yet subscribed, you're welcome to do so for some regular Pokemon content. You can also, as I said earlier, join as a member for a membership fee. You can get some more special exclusive perks. If you want to recap on what you can get, feel free to go to my main page on the main page on my channel, basically. We have an introductory video letting you know what all the special members perks are going to be. It's kind of a long video. I should probably make it a little bit shorter, but it was good for the first go anyway. But if you want to see some more videos, feel free to check the channel out. And in the description, we got links for my Instagram, my Twitter, and my Discord. Other stuff I'll be posting on there as well if it's not full YouTube video worthy. Some updates coming up on there. So let's get caught up once again. Spike says the online one is because where you live there aren't any online games, I think, and you can't play physically. Yeah, that's understandable. Like, sadly, not every place does have a Pokemon League. Like, if you guys are new here, I call myself Professor Chaz because I am one of the professors at our local Pokemon League, which is basically a store, like a comic store called Heroes Beacon, has set up a league where players can come in from areas and we play. Every other week we'll have either a casual day learn to play or we have an actual tournament that people can enter and win some prizes by just competing for Pokemon TCG. So sadly, not every place has something like that. It's understandable, but eventually maybe something could happen. Actually, if you want a league in your area, you might be able to start working on setting one up yourself. Talk to a local collectibles store, a local hobby store. They might be interested in trying to set something up. If it's available in your part of the world is the other thing too. Pokemon.com, the events page should have some information for you. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed the stream, Eli. Thank you for hanging out and just enjoying it along the way. I'll see you later, Sailor Pika. So long to everybody else in the chat as well. I've got to go and get one more candy in Pokemon Go. See if I can find out what the next step 5 of our Meltan special research is. See if I can get closer to that new mythical Pokemon. But once again, folks, thank you for tuning in tonight. Hopefully you had a good time, and I'll see you in the future for some more live streams and some more videos on the channel. Professor Chaz is now signing off. Once again, thank you for watching. Have a good evening, and I'll catch you next time. And basically, good evening, good night, good morning, whatever time it is in your neck of the woods. Have a good one.